how is the pollution? Those people who stayed in Delhi, उनको कुछ नहीं लगेगा. That was the same air which is there. Normal hai. But those who are coming from outside, they will feel कि what is this air? How will it go? By western disturbances. There is only one natural way it can go is by western disturbances, which may shift the direction. So, yeah, it may go if the cyclone intensifies. If the cyclone in the Bay of Bengal intensifies, this is where the Arabian Sea intensifies, then the winds, instead of coming westerly winds, will be deflected here towards the low pressure center. And as the winds get deflected here, the pollution will go away, which is expected to happen day after tomorrow. So, till that time, if the cyclone does not intensify, will be polluted. If the cyclone intensifies, then the pollution is supposed to go day after tomorrow. Urban effect, urban heat island, urban canyon effect आता है in Delhi. Buildings block the flow of winds. इसलिए pollution यहाँ पे रह जाता है. This is what is known as urban canyon effect. Ghaziabad is having very high pollution level. Artificial rain करेगा कौन? Artificial rain should be done, but who will do this? How will this industry work then? Multi-million-dollar industry. किसने कहा politician सफर करते हैं? If you are going in a AC car, if you are getting in the parking and going in the office जहाँ से air purifier शुरू हो रहा है, how is politician suffering? Who is suffering? The person who is walking on the street. या person जिसके घर में air purifier ना हो, बाकी कोई नहीं सफर कर रहा है. हाँ, केजरीवाल सफर, वो खांसते रहेंगे फिर पूरे. नहीं, pollution is there in entire North Indian belt, but it is Delhi which gets highlighted, it being a national capital. वैसे the same level of pollution is present even in Chandigarh. It does not get highlighted. Same level of pollution is present even in Varanasi, Lucknow, etc. Before Diwali began, what was air quality index was worst for Varanasi. Varanasi was the most polluted city in India, but वो highlighted नहीं होता. Delhi gets highlighted. Plus, ये smoke, dust gets mixed. You will see some respite after odd even scheme coming. So, so these are the two topics which are remaining in thought: quantitative revolution and the critical revolution. Critical revolution में whatever came against the quantification, that is humanistic geography, behavioral geography, the Marxist geography, radical geography, this is critical revolution. And if there is a focus on quantification, that is what is known as a quantitative revolution. Easy topic hai. Last time I gave you a very basic idea. So paradigm shift. Quickly I am revising the paradigm shifts in geography. Geography as a description of the earth's surface, factual collection of the data, cartographers ka subject, your Greek, Roman and Arabs. Fine. Geography as a science with focus towards determinism, that is the impact of Darwin, jo Ratzel ne kaha tha as a concept of social Darwinism. And Ratzel se social Darwinism as a concept, from there it went to sample से Huntington, this too focused on the climatic determinism, that is the climate as a determinism, and there were also some economic determinists, but वो हमारे syllabus में नहीं है. But determinism used to say that everything is determined, man is not a free animal. Fine. Against the concept of determinism, there are some examples that the similar locations will produce similar behavior, similar locations will produce similar output, but Vidal de Lablache studied that similar type of climate does not result into similar behavior in the humans, या similar economic output. Even he said that different type of climates may the crops which originally should belong to tropics or temperate region are now surviving in the different type of climate, and he came up with the concept of possibilism. Possibilism, man has a free will and this is determined by nature, but Febvre, who was his follower, who coined the term possibilism, said that there are no limits. Vidal de Laplace said, yes, nature will set the limits, but he said there are no limits, there are only possibilities, and this is how possibilism developed. But possibilism in the Laplace gave rise to regional geography. Yaad hai? Because Laplace said each and every unit can be divided into a homogeneous surface, जिसको उसने कहा था the name Pays, P-A-Y-S, Pays. Getting it? And this is how the regional geography developed. With the developing of the regional geography, abhi ruk jao, regional geography, come back to the determinism versus possibilism, and so possibilism was the second paradigm shift in geography. And for today, neither determinism, neither possibilism, there is no dualism between determinism and possibilism, because in reality, whether it is the determinism who is saying that man does not have free will, वो कहता है कि man का free will is less, everything is determined by the nature. So extreme determinism आज true नहीं है, extreme possibilism is not true. What is true is the stop and go determinism, in which man acts like a traffic light controller, Griffith Teller. Fine with this. Now coming to the next debate, that is the whether you should study regional geography or whether you should study the physical geography. So with the rise of possibilism, once we finish this topic, I will share with you some answers, ki how to write the answers in this topic. Possibilism gave rise to regional geography in the concept of Pays. And geography started becoming chorological science. Geography became a science of chorology. Chorology means, itna yaad rakho abhi, that is a regional geography. Geography started becoming ideographic science. Just be comfortable with these words. पहले geography था nomothetic. Now can someone tell me what is the difference between nomothetic and ideographic? When I say geography, some science is ideographic, something is ideographic, something is nomothetic. What does nomothetic means? Nomothetic means anything जिसमें focus is on law making. Nomothetic means जहाँ पे always the focus is on law making, general law making, and ideographic means description, just specification. दोनों ये concepts दिए थे Kant ने. Some sciences are ideographic, means they will specify about a place, they will describe about a place कि after getting down from SHUBHRA RANJAN you should climb, after getting down at the Pusa road you should climb 2 steps, 1 floor. This is what is the SHUBHRA RANJAN IS. Fine. That is when you specify something. History, when you specify something. Ideographic. When you make general laws, that is what is the nomothetic. You cannot make general laws when someone asks you how to go to SHUBHRA RANJAN IS. You will have to specify there. But you can make general laws when someone asks you how to prepare for UPSC. Understanding? How to go to SHUBHRA RANJAN IS, nobody can make a general law. But if somebody asks you how to prepare for UPSC in Delhi, you will say, catch a train, Go to Rajendra Nagar, look at a broker, join any of the institute depending upon your optional, and this is how you should prepare. Fine. So ye ek ho gaya general law. So when you study entire world geography, when you look from the distance, the science becomes nomothetic. When you look at a place at a micro level, at a smaller level, the science becomes ideographic. So geography is whether it is nomothetic or ideographic. Physics mein ye sab problem nahi hai. Physics is obviously nomothetic. Fine. But geography can be nomothetic when we say plate tectonic theory, or geography can be ideographic when you talk only about 3 different divisions of the Himalayas and why there are no volcanoes in the trans Himalayas, but why there are no volcanoes in the main Himalayas, but the trans Himalayas have volcanoes. This is what is the ideographic. So ideographic means when you specify. And ideographic, most of the humanities subject are ideographic in nature. And most nomothetic means when we can make generalizations or general laws. And all the natural sciences are nomothetic in nature. So what do you think, geography is nomothetic or geography is ideographic? Both. How? When you say geography is ideographic, can I say regional geography? When I say geography is nomothetic, can I say physical geography? And when you study this, this is the second dichotomy in geography, regional geography versus physical geography. Fine. But what I told you like one day before the Diwali holidays, that I will give you some basic notes. Next topic के भी basic notes, और ये जो excess topics है regional geography versus physical geography, because conceptually you don't have any problem now. There are both, and conclusion करना है हमें कि yes, when you study at the smaller level, it is areal differentiation, regional geography. When you study at higher level, it is locational synthesis or regional synthesis. Regional synthesis means systematic geography. Fine. Study of mid-oceanic ridges, nomothetic. And if you are studying only Atlantic Ocean, then it is ideographic. You cannot study Atlantic Ocean. You will specify the Atlantic Ocean. कि हाँ Atlantic Ocean में ऐसे ridge है, इसका ये नाम है, उसका ये नाम है. But if you want to understand how the mid-oceanic ridges are formed, you will have to look here. There has to be a divergent plate boundary. Fine. So geography is both. But this became a problem, that is with the rise of possibilism, the regional school of geography started dominating. As the regional geography started dominating, the focus of geography started becoming more on describing regional phenomena. And therefore, there was less focus on general laws. And whenever there is less focus on general laws, we have studied that our subject has come into the period of crisis. And thus, geography again, just like Greeks and Romans, became a subject of places and things. Means, can I say dry facts? It again became a subject of dry facts, places and things. And सबसे ज़्यादा problem हुआ geography को when during the Second World War, major social sciences के professors were called by Germany, by Hitler, and also by the allied forces, by the friendly forces also, and also by the other parties, to draw up basic theories on how to study the human activities, on how the economics of a region will apply, कैसे attack किया जाए, if you capture any place, then what should be done in the region so that the people don't go back in revolution, so that people become a part of a subject or a property or a territory. So इसमें it was geography which could not contribute anything to the World War II in the Secret Service Department. Economics contributed a lot, social science contributed a lot, physics, chemistry के ऊपर तो war ही बैठा था, physics के ऊपर तो there was entire war only, fine. But geography, history also could tell about the Purani invasions and what the lessons can be learned, but geography कुछ नहीं बता पाया. Like they could not do it that much, and therefore Schaffer published a paper during this time saying that geography should be back as a nomothetic discipline. That is making generalization and laws. And then followers of Schaffer, etc., made this subject, and that is what is known as a quantitative revolution. So when you are dealing with this subject, there are three, our standard books are there. One is Sudipta Adhikari, one is R.D. Dixit, one is this thing. अब क्वेश्चन कैसे आएगा खुद ही समझो, because if you understand this thing you can write any answer in quantitative revolution या in geography. Question can be explain the paradigm shift of geography in the mid 1950s. यही लिखना है जो मैंने बताया. Fine. Second question can be explain how geography from a regional science became an nomothetic quantified science. You have to write about the background of the quantitative revolution, because if you look abhi tak there has been lot of questions on the quantitative revolution, what do you mean by quantitative revolution, but they have not asked you the background of the quantitative revolution. Or they can ask you a direct question right on the Schaffer-Hartshorne debate, या they can ask you an indirect question, dualism between regional and systematic geography. सबका आंसर एक ही है. This what we have done. कहाँ से शुरू होता है? Geography is suffering a crisis to Schaffer and Hartshorne debate. Now I am referring to one more word, that is Hartshorne. Who is Hartshorne? The pioneer of regional geography. He gave the concept of areal differentiation. Schaffer believed in spatial science. बस अगर ये word समझ में आ गए then the subject is easy here. What is the difference between spatial science and areal differentiation? Areal differentiation is when you consider a smaller area and differentiate between them. That is regional geography. What do you mean by spatial science? You don't no longer consider a smaller area, you consider a vast area and you try to make general laws. Spatial analysis, analysis in space. Fine. क्यों नाम है इसका quantitative revolution? Because this is the first time by taking you can say inspiration from the school of positivism, geography started becoming more and more practical and started applying it not only to the physical geography but also to the lines of communication, to economic problems, to agriculture location theories, to numerous things, and therefore it is known as a quantitative revolution. Fine? Getting it? Because this is not there in this is not there in Majid sir's book. That is why I am telling you the background. इसके लिए फिर दो book का synthesis निकालना पड़ेगा, जितना students के पास इतना time नहीं होता. So clear? What is the background of the quantitative revolution? Fine. So एक flow chart mind में दो thinkers के नाम आने चाहिए, बाकी extra आए तो very good, but these two thinkers should come, Schaffer versus Hartshorne. Fine. Geography started losing its academic discipline. Geography, I told you Harvard University closed geography. Schaffer belonged to the school of University of Iowa. It also started closing geography, and therefore geography from 1950s to 1960s underwent a paradigm shift, and that paradigm shift which focused on locational analysis, not areal differentiation. Analysis. When you do analysis, when you know the common thing. Fine? When it started doing spatial analysis, yeah, locational analysis, when it brought mathematical models, the language of geometry in geography, this is what we know as a quantitative revolution, and quantitative revolution resulted into model building in geography and systems analysis in geography. Fine. But positivism, too much of positivism is always bad, and therefore back you can say there was some movements in geography which went against the quantification of geography, and that is what is known as critical revolution. So critical revolution means behavioralism, welfareism, humanistic geography, radicalism. Fine. Nowhere in the books you will find this word mentioned, critical revolution, but UPSC ने past year में पूछा है, write a short note on the critical revolutions in geography. So what is critical revolution? This 4 revolutions in geography, which came as a reaction to positivism. Positivism belonged to Auguste Comte. 15th century. Geography was the last subject to inculcate the positivism in it, and therefore geography has developed only now. Getting it? This is what is the geographical thought. Fine. But हाथ के मार्क से जाने मत देना, quantitative revolution etc. and all these things. Who is the father of exceptionalism? Ethics. Kant is the father of exceptionalism. क्या कहता है वो? Exceptions को पढ़ो. So Kant जब कहता है exceptions को पढ़ो, therefore Kant is inspiration behind regional geography. Getting it? So regional geography should begin with exceptionalism of Kant. Schaffer was against the exceptionalism of Kant. Getting it? I am giving you a very simple question. It can have many dimensions. Historical developments leading to quantitative revolution. Historical developments leading to quantitative revolution. Or Schaffer, Hartshorne, debate. Majid sir's book has given only a passing reference to this, but it should be at least one paragraph in your answer. Fine. So you can take down. In 1950s, किसका? QR तो हमने बहुत सुपरफिशियली लिखा है, हम प्रॉपरली लिखेंगे अब QR. वो तो सिर्फ बहुत ही ऊपर से पॉइंटर्स दिए थे मैंने. अब वी आर नाउ राइटिंग एन आंसर ऑन QR. उसके अंदर क्या है, उसके पॉजिटिव्स क्या है, उसके नेगेटिव्स क्या है, दैट इज ओनली फॉर रिविजन. उस दिन जो हमने लास्ट में किया था, दैट वाज जस्ट अ थिंग. आई थॉट कि सैटरडे को फ्राइडे को आई विल टेक अ क्लास, सो उससे पहले यू शुड नो व्हाट वी हैव डन, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली हुआ नहीं. Staff was not ready to stay on the Dhanteras day. So Schaffer-Hartshorne debate. In early 1950s, there was major dissatisfaction with the workers, with the status, content and the work of regional geography. Regional geography. With the content, work of regional geography. Giving rise to regional versus systematic geography debate. Regional versus systematic geography debate. Reasons for dissatisfaction. Reasons for dissatisfaction. Reason number 1. The subject was becoming only a sequence of. The subject was becoming only a sequence of. See, I am using the word sequence because अगर आपको नहीं use करना है तो don't use it. Only a sequence of unrelated facts. Only a sequence of unrelated facts. Understanding why sequence of unrelated facts? Andes mountain का highest ये क्या है? वहाँ पे क्या? Why there is a no? There was, see, when you say black soil is good for cotton, that is systematic geography. But when you say the XYZ district of India is good for cotton, that is what is the regional geography. There is no generalization. Generalization है why the black soil is good for cotton, because the black soil can conserve the moisture. Understanding? So it is becoming a subject of just facts, and therefore it was becoming academically less satisfying to new generation of geographers. Fenman, sorry, not Freeman, नाम अगर याद रखोगे, very good. Remember the statement as a point for exam. Then you can enlarge this statement. Freeman said that geography tried to include too much beyond its scope. Geography tried to include too much. Geography tried to include too much. Bas. So, is it related to the first point? So, exam mein just yaad rakhna, why dissatisfaction? Because it tried to include too much. Now, you should know how to use these facts. If tomorrow the question comes on what are the negatives of regional geography, you should know यही पॉइंट्स यूज करने के लिए, ऐसे नहीं कि ये सिर्फ क्वांटिटेटिव रिवोल्यूशन में यूज होगा. इफ यू शो मी द पास्ट ईयर क्वेश्चन, देयर इज वन past year question in last year itself, that is geography is nothing but areal differentiation, critically analyze. So you have to tell what is areal differentiation, but critically analyze means ये सब लिखना है. No, it is not just areal differentiation, because it then will become a subject of unrelated facts. Study this part like humanities, यहाँ के वहाँ point उठा के understanding this part. Second, the success of the concept of pays. The success of the concept of pays. Whose concept was this? Pays? Whose? No. Pays. Lablache. Vidal de Lablache. The concept of the success of the concept of pays. क्या होगा इससे problem? Tell me. What will be the problem if the pays wala concept becomes successful? What is pays? You divide the entire world into small regional units. Fine? So when the success becomes too, this concept becomes too much successful, every geographer wants to divide the world into regional units. But problem hota hai, not every region can be divided into the regional units. You cannot divide entire India into one regional units, because physiographic, climatic, कहीं के भी unity नहीं है. Understanding? कैसे? इसीलिए बाद में after the quantitative revolution came regional synthesis, and regional synthesis have defined what is region. It depends upon the climate, etc. But this is not this chapter. That chapter is the next. You have one more chapter, regional development and planning. That chapter starts from areal differentiation. Understanding? With the concept of pays, led to a wrong belief in geographers, led to a false belief in geographers that entire earth can be divided into smaller units each having unique quality, underline the word unique quality. What is the keyword in pays? Pays में smaller units, each unit is having unique quality. When I say it is having unique quality, when I say is unique, क्या खत्म हो जाता है? I cannot generalize them. Understanding? Each is having unique quality, then there is no concept of generalization. Understanding this? So, but geography, किसी भी science के लिए what is required is generalization. But when you say no, I am unique, there cannot be any generalization. So this led to complete neglect of theory and generalization. This led to complete neglect of theory building and generalization. Full stop. Therefore, geography could not withstand scientific scrutiny. Therefore, geography could not withstand scientific scrutiny. Withstand. Could not withstand. Stand with नहीं, withstand. मतलब फेस नहीं कर पाया. Withstand scientific scrutiny. Understanding? Because generalization is the basic of any science subject. Next, third point. Ackerman, Ackerman. He is the person who started this dualism in geography, regional या systematic. So, नाम आना चाहिए कि नहीं? Yes. Fine. Freeman, choice is yours. Ackerman has to be there. In any historical development of quantitative revolution, in any historical development of positivism, in any historical development of systems analysis and model building पे कोई भी question आता है और paradigm shift, the name has to be there, Ackerman. Ackerman published a paper. Ackerman published a paper calling for greater attention to systematic geography. Greater attention to systematic geography, to give scientific status to the subject. He called for shifting away from regional synthesis. Bracket में for your reference, especially after weakness of geographers in World War II, what I told you, कि they could not present any theory proper. Fine? Are you feeling dull today? नींद से? This is what is photochemical smog, ozone in the atmosphere. It is working on your central nervous system. Understanding? अगर ये सल्फर होता तो ओनली आँखों में या सर्दी खांसी, बट दिस इज फोटोकेमिकल स्मोक, सो इट वर्क्स ऑन द सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम. ऐसा नहीं है सब्जेक्ट इज बोरिंग, यू आर फीलिंग बोर्ड बिकॉज ऑफ फोटोकेमिकल स्मोक. सो इमेजिन व्हाट इज गोइंग टू हैपन टू द टॉडलर्स, जो न्यू बॉर्न बेबीज है इन दिल्ली, उनको और लेस सप्लाई टू द ऑक्सीजन, एंड इन दैट एज अप टिल 5 years ऑक्सीजन इज very much required for the proper development of brain. उनका ऑक्सीजन का सप्लाई कम हो जाता है, and therefore mental problems start when they become elders. Right? So it is a very serious issue, and this is not just what is happening in India. Same thing is happening, what is happening in India, in California. I hope you are following the news also. California में भी यही हो रहा है. There are wild forest fires. अब तो scientific, for the first time we have measured the rise in the sea level by satellite images, by GPS technology, and 2050 ko they have said Mumbai will not be there. That has come out. 2050 में 2/3 of the Mumbai will be under water, because most of this will be under the region of high tide level. So for example, if this is the city, यहाँ पे this is the region of high tide, this is the water of low tide. Due to the rise in the sea level, high tide का water will enter the city. That is what we say as submergence of the sea level. ऐसे होगा नहीं, पर eastern coast, don't worry, cyclones will destroy the eastern coast. Western coast are फिर भी safe, eastern coast तो पहले ही. Eastern coast there is cyclone, if cyclone does not come there is tsunami, if tsunami does not come there is heat waves in the oceans. Right? So Andhra is gone. So coming back to, this is what is systematic geography ka good things. It talks about the theorization. You can talk about this recent examples also. In regional geography, you cannot make such generalizations, which the scientific community is making in the systematic geography. Fine? Next. Ackerman pointed out, next point, Ackerman pointed out that areal differentiation So now what you should know by the word areal differentiation, area को differentiate करना, nothing else. Areal differentiation, area को differentiate करने के बाद general laws बनाना या नहीं? No, just telling out that this is Manipur hills, these are Mizo hills, these are Garo hills, these are Jaintia hills. This is what is the areal differentiation. Getting it? It does not tell that Manipur, Mizo, Garo hills all are the part of eastern Himalayas. That is systematic geography. This is just telling you the facts. Areal differentiation forces geographers to work in isolation from other sciences. Forces geographers to work in isolation from other sciences. Isolation from other sciences, and to distance itself from larger scientific goal. Larger scientific goal. What is the larger scientific goal? Law making, generalization. Right? Next. Very important. शेफर. किसने शुरू किया? एक्करमैन ने. वहां से किसने कंटिन्यू किया? शेफर ने. Fine? Ackerman had given the word, this is the call of the conscience to the geographers. इतना strongly worded paper था. We don't go into the words of the paper. हम बहुत ऊपर से पढ़ते हैं. But when you can relate कि उसने कैसे शुरू किया, he called for conscience. ये आपको ठीक लगता है कि नहीं? Fine? And thus entire generation changed after that. When you remember the stories which I tell you, answer writing becomes easy. If you remember the words which you are writing, ये topic difficult है. सिर्फ mind map रखो. ये क्या कहा था? फ्रीमैन ने isolate कर दिया. एक्करमैन ने क्या कहा था? आओ हम जनरल लॉज बनाते हैं, डोंट वर्क इन आइसोलेशन. फिर शेफर ने क्या कहा था? हु वाज शेफर? बैकग्राउंड ऑफ शेफर. शेफर वाज जर्मन हु हैड एस्केप्ड फ्रॉम नाजी का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कैंप्स. ही वाज एन इकोनॉमिस्ट and after escaping from Nazi ka concentration camps, he came to University of Iowa where he got interested in geography, and he was interested in especially by sample. So sample is determinist or possibilist? Determinist. So when you are determinist, will you be making general laws? Yeah, exceptions. General laws. Fine. So Schaeffer किसको वापस बुलाएगा? General laws को. Understanding? So he was economist and geographer, and इसलिए Schaeffer gave rise to which subject in geography? Industrial location theories, agriculture location theories, general laws in so economic geography. Fine. So Schaeffer criticized the exceptionalist paradigm of geography. Exceptionalist paradigm of geography. We will call this exceptionalist paradigm of geography as chorology. You don't have to write in the exam exceptionalist paradigm, but you should know what do you mean by exceptionalist paradigm. So कल क्वेश्चन आता है, write a short note on exceptionalist paradigm, means nothing but write a short note on chorology. Fine. Exceptionalist paradigm of geography bracket chorology. दूसरा bracket attributed to Kantian thinking. Attributed to Kantian thinking, bracket closed. Who is the father of exceptionalism? Kant. Yes. Kantian thinking. Fine. Kant gave the concept of exceptionalism. उससे Humboldt इंस्पायर नहीं हुआ था, but Ritter got inspired, regional geography, and then Ritter से who got inspired? Laplace. This is how geography has developed. Kantian thinking, bracket closed. ये सब एग्जाम में लिखना नहीं है, just you should know Schaeffer challenged chorology with a view. Look at the background. Hartshorne कह रहा है या regional geographers कह रहे हैं कि we deal with the unique phenomena, fine, and therefore you cannot make generalizations. अब Schaeffer is saying each and every sciences deal with unique phenomena. Chemistry deals with chemical reactions, unique. Physics deals with physical reactions, yeah, laws of physics, gravity, etc. Biology deals with organs, organisms, but unme there are generalizations. So geography is not an exception. Ki I am dealing with unique phenomena and you cannot make generalization. If you cannot make generalization, close the subject. Understanding? So what I was saying? Geography. Full with the view that most sciences including physics, chemistry, economics, physics, chemistry, economics deal with unique phenomena, but also seek to explain general laws, and geography cannot be an exception. Read the statement again and tell me if there is any, ask me if there is any doubt. क्या कह रहा है वो? every subject जो है physics, bio, economics deal with unique phenomena, still they have general laws. Geography exception नहीं हो सकता. Yeah, I am dealing with unique phenomena, but there is no general laws. Fine. उसने कहा कि geography is a science of spatial arrangement of phenomena. क्या है? Science of spatial arrangement of phenomena and not the phenomena themselves. ये इसका word समझ लो. It's talking geography deals with spatial arrangement of the phenomena and not the phenomena themselves. Means geography deals with mountains, coastal mountains, fold mountains, block the mountains. Does not deal with कि ये Himalayas है, ये Andes है, ये Rockies है. Generalization बताओ कि यहाँ पे ही क्यों mountains है, यहाँ पे ही क्यों volcanoes हैं. Understanding? And can you see quantitative revolution का impact in your geography? Plate tectonics. कब आया था plate tectonics? 1965. When did quantitative revolution came? 1960s. 1950s to 1960s. This is what is plate tectonics is quantitative revolution in geography. General law है कि continental collision, no volcanoes. Ocean continental collision, volcanoes and coastal mountains. Ocean collision, island arcs plus volcanoes. This is what is QR. Fine? According to him, geographers should focus attention on making general laws, governing spatial distribution. Don't get afraid by the words. Spatial मतलब space, distribution मतलब कैसे area में they are distributed. Spatial distribution of phenomena. Fine? Not phenomena, but the spatial distribution of phenomena. Fine? I am not dictating. He said that there should not be focus on phenomena, but laws for governing the spatial distribution of phenomena. Fine? And thus, similar to Ackermann, he called for interdisciplinary approach to geography. Interdisciplinary approach to geography. Interdisciplinary approach to geography, so that general laws can be made. We are not going to write anything about Hartshorne. We are just going to mention, but you should know who is Hartshorne. So Hartshorne challenged the Schaffer का. ये सब कैसे होता था? This Hartshorne-Schaffer debate. There are numerous periodicals in geography. One of the periodical is Annal. सबसे पहले आया Schaffer का paper on geography. उसके एक साल बाद आया Hartshorne. नहीं, उसके 3 हफ्ते बाद आया Hartshorne का answer to that paper. Fine. Then Schaffer answered to that paper. Then again Hartshorne answered to that paper. Ultimately Schaffer died in the process. But Hartshorne means Schaffer was old, therefore he died. He did not died because of debate. He died in the process, but Hartshorne kept on giving the answer again कि नहीं ऐसे होना चाहिए, taking the reference to this thing. and that is what is known as Schaffer-Hartshorne debate. ऐसे नहीं हुआ कि Hartshorne is standing and Schaffer is standing and they are debating कि what should be the geography. No, it was in one of the biggest periodicals of geography, which is known as Annals. Fine. So when you read Majid Hussain, वहाँ पे आता है the Annals published. अब you get confused कि ये माजिद हुसैन की बुक में बोल्ड इटैलिक्स में क्यों लिखा है, क्या है ये एनल्स? एनल्स इज नथिंग बट अ मैगजीन, पीरियडिकल, जिनमें इसका डिबेट आया. फाइन. हार्टशॉम कहता है ज्योग्राफी शुड बी व्हाट इट इज, नॉट व्हाट ही वांट्स ज्योग्राफी टू बी. Whom does it say to? He says it to Schaffer, that geography should be what it is, how it has developed naturally, not what you want. So let geography be idiographic discipline. फिर Hartshorne कहता है, you are talking about science, science is about making general laws. No, I think science is about expanding your knowledge. Fine, science is about expanding your knowledge, and in geography the knowledge can be expanded by studying the unique and particular, let it be. Getting it? Because by studying unique and particular only, then you can compare between this thing. So ultimately Hartshorne ka focus again came back, but Hartshorne, and remember these were all economic geographers, so Hartshorne ka focus ultimately led to 1980s में the development of a concept known as Human Development Index. Understanding why it is present in this syllabus chapter. Human Development Index is the last topic of yours, this chapter, thought. It is because of this debate only it led to the concept of Human Development Index. So, ऐसा नहीं है कि हमारा सब्जेक्ट has not contributed anything to the field of geography. Never ever think कि अगर UPSC में क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं why you took geography as an optional, how will you, what you have learned from the optional in your administration. ये common question है. How your optional का knowledge will help you in administration. You can talk about anything. You can talk about behavioralism, you can talk about positivism, you can talk about using quantitative revolution so that the language becomes simple and common man can understand. Making general laws. मोदी ने एक जनरल लॉ दे दिया, एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. अब इंडिविजुअल कलेक्टर को देखना है कि हाउ ही वर्क्स इन द एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स. ही हैज मेड जनरल लॉ की ये डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स है एस्पिरेशनल, आई वांट दिस एंड दिस आउटकम. फाइन. टुडे ही टॉक्स, टुडे ओनली ही हैज टॉक्ड कि now the new collectors should leave their colonial legacy. Means they should not no longer be sitting in the office. They should be working in the field. General law de diya. Ab this is how the things will keep on developing. So when you work in the field, you should know about the soil. You should know about the socio-economic pattern. You should know about Human Development Index. You should know about economic geography. Never give the answer ki हाँ Davis will help you. Davis ये academics है. It is not going to help you in administration. But ये पूरा paper 2 is going to help you in administration. Last 2 days I was in field. Means मैं चला गया था to my native place, that is Amravati. To do ऐसे ही एक तो wife को भी छोड़ने ससुराल में, and secondly to understand how the farming is being done. So I went to 3-4 farms कि why Vidarbha is backward in the terms of farming, why Western Maharashtra is so much forward in the terms of farming, find how they do the farming, what do they understand by the method of farming. So I was, yesterday, entire day I was roaming in the fields from one farm to another, and I could realize one thing, in Vidarbha, the farmers are very big, 25-30 acres. 25 acres means somewhere around 100 bigha for North Indians. Zameen is normal there. So in that huge thing, so जितने भी farmers को मैंने पूछा कि कितनी मेहनत करते हो, हम क्या करते हो, जनरली अभी सेकंड जनरेशन के फार्मर्स थे, आप वेजिटेबल क्यों नहीं लेते, बोलते उसमें बहुत मेहनत है. Then I said, why don't you take, चलो they cannot take sugar cane, it is a proper black soil, because then I said, why don't you take cotton throughout the year, why you are taking cotton now, cotton में कमाई तो बहुत ज़्यादा है पर मेहनत बहुत है. This was their common answer. Fine. And I said, you are bringing Gonds and Korku tribe from Madhya Pradesh. They bring it, give them 50 rupees for 1 quintal of cotton या soybean, 50 rupees for a quintal, whatever जितना quintal. And I said, when you are saying agriculture in loss, why cannot you reduce ये जो पैसे आप दे रहे हो 5,000 6,000 rupees extra you are giving to the people there, उसमें मेहनत बहुत है, right? कौन लेगा कौन काटेगा उस cotton को? And the second thing, why people in Western Maharashtra work so hard than farms, Western Maharashtra हो, तमिलनाडु हो या coastal regions हो, कि वो किसी tribals को या किसी labor को ये नहीं रखते, उसका reason is simple. वहाँ की average farm size is 2 to 5 acres, यहाँ की average farm size is 25 acres. If an individual farmer starts working on the farm, तो वो 1 acre ही एक season में cover करेगा. And farming is all about business. And then I asked my brother-in-law, कि you say you are a farmer, when was the last time you took, वो छोड़ ट्रैक्टर, ये तो प्लाविंग किए थी, वो मैंने उसको सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछा कि तूने ये फावड़ा कब लिया था हाथ में, मीन्स बोलता है वो तो मैंने अब तक जिंदगी में उठाया नहीं है. I said you are not a farmer, you are a manager, right? ये है problem of Indian farming community. Sometimes I feel कि they are not going to take the risk, but I also saw how to study the soil, कि how they check whether the soil में moisture है कि नहीं, whether the drip irrigation should be applied या sprinkle irrigation should be applied. It was whether there is a BT cotton and normal cotton में क्या difference है. The basic difference I will tell you between BT cotton, first time इतना field study किया, Indian cotton is this much in height, BT cotton is this much in height. जितना लंबा पेड़, जितना taller the पेड़, उतना more branches, जितना more branches, उतना more balls, जितना more balls, उतना more cotton. It is as simple, fine? And there is new variety which has been developed, which is known as Swadeshi cotton, which is taken in UP, because I called some of my friends on video conferencing in UP and saw what is there. Swadeshi cotton fetches 7,500 rupees a quintal in Maharashtra. BT cotton fetches 6,500 rupees in Maharashtra, a quintal. And in UP, Swadeshi cotton fetches 4,200 rupees a quintal. And normal BT cotton fetches 3,700 rupees a quintal. ये difference क्यों इतना ज़्यादा आ रहा है? In UP and Maharashtra, cotton crop is same. That difference is industrial location theories. Just surrounding the Maharashtra ka black cotton soil is Raymond, Siaram, all the textile industries. Getting it? And there are no industries in the surrounding regions of UP. So this industries, when they buy from UP, they have to engage in extra transportation cost, so that the price should be balanced. So they don't give that much price to the farmers. This lines, imaginary lines by which industrialists decide the extra transportation cost is what are known as isodopanes or isotims, जो इस साल short note tha. Understanding? This is what is quantitative revolution. Why I am telling you this example. This is what is quantitative revolution. Imaginary lines, if I bring it from here, if I bring it from there. Getting it? So there are large, yes. नहीं करेगा, इसीलिए नहीं कर सकता हूँ. लेबर की जरूरत पड़ेगी. ये प्रॉपर पॉलिसी फेलियर. ये फार्मर्स का प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. दैट इज व्हाट आई सेड. इट्स ऑल डिपेंडेंट अपॉन नेचर. फार्मिंग इज डिपेंडेंट ऑन नेचर एंड टाइमिंग. फार्मर इज द पर्सन हु, एटलीस्ट इट इज द फार्मर हु इज सेइंग कि हाँ इसमें फर्टिलाइजर लगना चाहिए कि नहीं. बाकी सब लेबर से ही करेगा, बिकॉज फार्म साइज बहुत बड़ी हो. If it is 1 acre, 2 acre, he can do it individually. But if it is 20-25 acre, he cannot do it individually. Getting it? So ये problems है. Problems, second problem ये है कि solar panel पे electricity का timing is 6 to 8 in the morning and रात में 8 to 12. And therefore farmer has to go at early 6 o'clock. It is 4 to 8 in the morning and 8 to 12 in the evening. So he has to go to switch on the irrigation machines and नहीं महाराष्ट्र की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. Irrigation machines, so that water can be given to the soil. Solution, I saw the Kusum scheme working on the ground, 50% subsidy, solar panels, and as a result of this, solar panels have been laid at say many farms, they don't have to go there. I saw precision agriculture working on the ground, that is mobile se connected hai electricity ka button and they are switching on the mobile app se and the farm is getting irrigated. Matlab I saw all this three, you can use jitne bhi ye examples hai in whatever, quantitative revolution में या टेक्नोलॉजी में या इसमें in the terms of getting it. So ऐसा नहीं है. That is why don't worry what will happen to the Indian cities by 2050. Technology will solve everything. No politician will like कि major industrial centers चले जाएंगे. If Bombay is going to go beyond the sea by 2050, then Bangladesh और Maldives तो बचेंगे ही नहीं. Fine, so nothing is going to happen. So coming to Hartshorne was a person who published his famous book, that is the Perspectives on the Nature of Geography. Perspectives on the Nature of Geography. And Hartshorne said in this book, geography is essentially a chorological science. Means what was the focus of Hartshorne? Regional geography or systematic geography? Regional. Geography is chorological, and this has been your same as it is question. Geography is essentially chorological science. Because geographer should study and interpret variable nature of Earth's surface. Variable nature on Earth's surface, because he said the primary objective, see underline the word, क्या कह रहा है? It is chorological, but more important है science. And now understand, primary objective of science is to extend the frontier of knowledge. This is what he is saying. The primary objective of science is to extend the frontiers of knowledge. And one of the way of extending the frontiers of knowledge, he is saying, one of the means, this is the end objective of science. Uska one of the means is formulation of scientific laws. And then he says to Schaeffer, if you are confusing between the means and the ends, that is, he is saying uska one of the means is formulation of the scientific laws. But science does not mean just ki formulation of the scientific laws. It means expanding the frontier of knowledge, jiska one way of expanding is formulation of laws. But agar aap keh rahe ho ki geography should do only formulate the laws, you are confusing between the means and the ends. Understanding the debate ka background? Kahan pe use hoga? Not in this answer, but ye kahan pe use hoga? Regional versus systematic geography. Fine? The dualism. What? सेम कंफ्यूजन. अब ज्योग्राफी में कंफ्यूजन नहीं है बिटवीन डाइकोटोमी एंड डुअलिज्म. रिमेंबर इन ज्योग्राफी डाइकोटोमी एंड डुअलिज्म्स आर सेम, बिकॉज ज्योग्राफी में in the end whether you are studying human geography or physical geography, you both correlate with each other. Proper dichotomy and dualism you will see in public administration. Kaise? You study government, public administration. You study corporate sector, it is known as MBA, Master of Business Administration. दो subjects है, public administration and business administration. So there is dichotomy there. Geography में नहीं है ये. Dichotomy and dualism in geography are both same. So formulation of laws is one way of acquiring knowledge. But याद रखना है, what he says, it is not the only way. फिर वो कहता है ड्यू टू कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज. क्या कहता है? ड्यू टू कॉम्प्लेक्स नेचर ऑफ द अर्थ, ज्योग्राफी शुड लिमिट इटसेल्फ टू डिस्क्राइबिंग द प्लेसेस. So he focuses on areal differentiation. Fine. Bracket, ये पूरा बॉक्स इसलिए मैंने बनाया because that has nothing to do with our answer, but you can continue with our answer. The Schaffer-Hartshorne debate. The Schaffer-Hartshorne debate. The Schaffer-Hartshorne debate. Gave rise to Schaffer's positive view, Hartshorne's positive view, what is known as the positive view? This is what is known as positive view. Geography is what geographers have made it. Why you are going to go inside whether it is a science or not a science, that is what is known as positive view. Versus Schaffer's. कौन सा व्यू आएगा? नेगेटिव व्यू? नो. Of geography as normative subject. Normative means it should focus on general laws. So what was the debate? वो कह रहा था चलने दो geography. ये कह रहा है it has to be normative. Getting it? ये कह रहा है जैसे geography है. So this is how geography has been made by the geographers. That is why I gave you the box. The net outcome of this debate, was crisis period in geography, resulting into some important events such as, you can put it in the box, लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं. Important events such as Department of Geography shut down in Harvard. Department of Geography shut down in Harvard. Second, geography ceasing as subject in most of universities in USA. In most of the universities in USA. Third, therefore, the focus shifted on acquiring scientific methods in geography. So that it can develop laws and theories. Just like other subjects. This new paradigm in geography is known as QR, quantitative revolution. And it involved a shift from, draw in the block diagram. थोड़ा diagrammatic भी हो जाएगा answer. It involved a shift from, QR में, what is shifting? You are shifting from, tell me, you are shifting from relative location to absolute location, or you are shifting from absolute location to relative location in QR? क्वांटिटेटिव रिवोल्यूशन, जनरल लॉज बनाने हैं, absolute to relative, because absolute means one particular location, relative means XYZ location जहाँ पे labor is at this much, this is the raw material, then you will search. So from absolute locations to relative locations. Fine? From areal differentiation to spatial interaction, and from, can I say, ideographic to nomothetic. Ideographic to nomothetic. This is what is quantitative revolution. Absolute to relative. Areal differentiation से क्या word आ रहा है? Spatial differentiation आ रहा है या interaction आ रहा है? Spatial is not an important entity. अगर गलती से यहाँ पे aerial interaction भी हो गया तो it is same. What is important? Differentiation. Now you are going to interaction. And from ideographic discipline you are going to geography as a nomothetic subject. Next. Geography now started searching for theory. General laws, patterns, पैटर्न्स को हम कहते हैं ज्योमेट्रीज ऑल्सो, सर्कुलर पैटर्न, हेक्सागोनल पैटर्न और ज्योमेट्रीज and social physics. On social physics, social sciences तो सुना है. Tell me what is social physics. जनरल किसके? फिजिक्स के लॉज व्हेन यू अप्लाई टू ह्यूमंस, दैट इज नथिंग बट सोशल फिजिक्स. कैन यू अप्लाई, व्हाट, टेल मी अ फिजिक्स का लॉ दैट यू कैन अप्लाई टू ह्यूमंस. व्हाट? हाउ विल यू अप्लाई टू ह्यूमंस? इन ज्योग्राफी, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. How will you apply? तो ज्योग्राफी का हमें क्या करना है बाकी सब्जेक्ट का? टेल मी, ज्योग्राफी में एप्लीकेशन ऑफ फिजिक्स का लॉ. वो तो क्लाइमेट ही है. प्रॉपर फिजिक्स के कंसेप्ट्स, ग्रेविटी कैसे? The concept of gravity, does it belong to geography or physics? Physics, but it is being applied to migration. Now remember, when we say social physics, application has to be in human geography, not in physical geography. Application has to be in human geography. So gravity is applied to migration, distance decay principle. The migration reduces as the distance increases. That is what is the social physics. Why the distance, with the increase of the distance, migration reduces? Because gravity is inversely proportional to distance. Understanding? Gravity is inversely proportional to distance. If this is the point A and if you are here and you have another option point B, दोनों एक जैसी city है, which you will prefer, point A or point B? दोनों में same options are there. If you are going to travel A, maybe 1105 kilometers, B, which is just 50 kilometers. Where you will go and settle? A or B? Each and every opportunity is same, remember. Whatever opportunities you get in A, the same opportunity you will get in B also. Where will you go? B. Generally B. Who was saying A? क्यों A? कौन कह रहा था A? So imagine you are from which town? You are from town. You are from which city? UP. Allahabad. अगर इलाहाबाद में ही दिल्ली जैसे टॉप क्लासेस होते तो तुम आते दिल्ली? So that is what is the social physics. Understanding? This is what is the social physics. Gravity का concept in migration. So understanding? And social physics. That is application of laws of physics to human geography. Next, and the last point. Initially quantitative revolution focused on borrowing several models from economics and sociology. As shown below. You can draw the diagram. पूरा लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. As shown below. अलग सब्जेक्ट था. सोशियोलॉजी वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ साइकोलॉजी. जो प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है इन ज्योग्राफी वो सोशियोलॉजी एंड साइकोलॉजी में हो रहा था. पीपल वेर आस्किंग द रिलेवेंस ऑफ सोशियोलॉजी व्हेन साइकोलॉजी इज ऑलरेडी देयर. I'm weak in spellings of the economics से ये दो मॉडल लिए थे. This was taken from sociology, central place theory of Christaller. And this is the favorite of UPSC, even favorite than Davis and Penk CPT. Most favorite है UPSC का. Can I continue? Subsequently, subsequently, USA, in USA, there were theories of urban geography. Urban geography. Chorley and Haggett. Even if you don't remember Haggett, it is fine. Chorley you will remember, क्योंकि Telegram पे I have shared you the book of Chorley. Fine. Focused on, ऐसे diagrams में ही बताना how it developed. Focused on use of statistics and data analysis especially in climatology. Fine. Jet stream ये सब कैसे develop हुआ, all due to QR, statistics and data analysis. And सबसे important, Sweden. Which is the most famous university of Sweden? No. Lund University. University of Lund. ये सबसे फेमस यूनिवर्सिटी है यूरोप की. कौन किसको भेजते हैं यहाँ पे? The people who perform best in Labasna are sent for refresher course in the University of Lund in public policy, and the people who then score very high in the University of Lund are generally preferred for central deputation at the end of their career. ये फिर बनते हैं CBI chief, IB chief, defense secretary, defense ये सब, fine, foreign secretaries. This all generally are from University of Lund, public policy. या फिर University of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew University. Lee Kuan Yew University से अगर if you do masters after getting into IS, then you become urban planner. Yeah, you go into the urban ministry, secretary of urban development, etc. And if you go to University of Lund, you सारा रास्ता ही खुला है, economic secretary, etc. Generally these are there. So ये refresher course के लिए famous. University of Lund में generally exceptional talent को ही मिलता है इंडिया में से. That is if you are IAS, IPS, then only you get an admission. So University of Lund under the leadership of Hager Strand. So, under the leadership of Hager Strand. Right? Focused on shifting the QR revolution outside USA. Shifting the QR revolution outside USA. and breaking the tradition of regional geography. Breaking the tradition of regional geography. Especially innovation diffusion model. Especially innovation diffusion model. अब देखो, even if it is not asked in the exam, if you want to score good marks, ये इतना जितना short में बना सकते हो बना दो, चाहे इसको एक line में बना दो. Phase 1 QR, crop intensity model, industrial location model. Fine. USA, Chorley and Haggett, climatology. University of Lund, innovation diffusion model. Fine. So ये क्या शुरू हुआ? This started like a wave, and therefore it is known as revolution. Fine. So the last point, this path breaking paradigm in mid 1950s, and early 1960s, which focused on advanced mathematical and statistical techniques resulting into radical change in the spirit and the content of geography. Is known as quantitative revolution. Fine. The conditions for the development of quantitative revolution, this is what it is. I am quickly revising. We started with what was the problem with regional geography. Fine. हम वहाँ से गए to Schaffer, Ackermann से went to Schaffer से we went to Hartshorne, and Hartshorne से suddenly we came to what has happened over the period with geography. Getting it? And इसमें you want an example? Anyone carrying syllabus? If you want an example, you can write any of this as an example. This is what is the quantitative revolution in geography. Theories and laws in human geography, systems analysis in human geography, Malthus Marxian demographic transition model. अब Malthus and Marxian were much earlier, but sociology से geography में आ गए. We borrowed from sociology. Fine. Central place theory of Christaller and Losch, Perroux and Bodiville, that is regional development key theories. Von Thunen's agricultural location, Weber's model of industrial location, Rostow's model of the stages of growth, heartland and rimland theories, laws of international boundaries and frontiers. मतलब कोई भी subject बचा नहीं है. Even international boundaries and frontiers have become a model and theory building. How the laws of international boundaries and frontiers should operate. Getting it? Kutch. So if there is a rise in the sea level, then the law is going to change, because Kutch will again become an island, and once it becomes an island, it should be shared equally between the two neighbors. Understanding? That is what the law of international boundary and frontier is saying. If it is not an island, then India has an more demand on the Kutch, because Kutch region is attached to the mainland India. This is what is the, so climate change ka impact is not just going to be on the people, it also has to be, it will also be on the academics, yaad rakhna, especially the international boundaries and frontiers. Getting it? So you can put any of the example. Clear with the quantitative revolution? Techniques. Techniques. First, quantification was inspired by positivism of Auguste Comte. The logical positivism of geography, was based on main objectives and assumptions such as see, this should not be first, ab first aana chahiye. Introduction of main objectives and assumptions such as man is a rational economic person. Man is a rational economic person. Rational economic person who always tries to optimize the profits. Remember it in this order, बहुत आसान हो जाएगा, याद रखना. What are the assumptions of quantitative revolution? Right? And the same will be the assumption of जितने भी हमने अभी theory पढ़ी है, सारे 5th chapter का assumption ये है. And देखो past year question, they ask you what are the assumptions of Christopher center place theory. यही लिखना है, अलग से कुछ नहीं लिखना है. Fine? So you are rational economic person who will always try to underline the word optimize. You will not try to satisfy yourself, you will try to optimize yourself. So tell me an example in this exam. If you are a rational economic person, what do you mean by optimization? Yes, it has to be rank 1, home cadre, IAS. Yeah, अगर किसी को IFS चाहिए तो IFS. That is what is known as an optimization. You are a rational economic person. So for optimization to occur, second thing that is required is to get rank 1. What you should know? What is requirement of getting rank 1? Now she said rank 1, so tell me the requirement. Answers अच्छे लिख के आने, इंटरव्यू अच्छे से देना है, ये तो नीड है, ये तो करना ही पड़ेगा. You should know your surroundings. You should have infinite knowledge of your competition. You should have infinite knowledge of your surroundings. Rank 1 then only can be predicted if you are the only person who is writing the exam. Right? Otherwise, no. You should know ki XYZ, how he is going to write the exam, how she is going to write the exam, how their answers will be, how much time. So, second assumption is obvious. That is, for this, ये भी depend करेगा. You should have, that is why it is saying infinite knowledge of your surroundings. Fine. Second, remember it is competitive exam. It is not graduation exam कि तुमने अच्छी पढ़ाई की तो रैंक मिलेगा. It is your competition कैसे पढ़ाई कर रहा है. So you should have an infinite. For this, second assumption, for this, man has infinite knowledge of his space. Man has an infinite knowledge of his space. And space में आता है, that is both environment and resources. दोनों आ जाता है. Environment में everything comes, both environment and resources. Understanding अब बार बार I was saying you are not an optimizer. We can never be optimizer. If you become optimizer, you will go in depression. You are just a satisfizer. What do you mean by satisfizer? Chalo, if it is, you don't get into IAS, but you get IPS home cadre, you will be happy. Fine? If you don't get into IPS, even if you get IRS, you will be happy. और अगर last attempt होगा, तो even if getting into the list will make you happy. That is what is known as satisfizer. You are never an optimizer. यही तो negatives है quantitative revolution का. You can never have the infinite knowledge of his surroundings. Third, there is no place for normative questions, not nomothetic, normative questions, such as values, ethics. Understanding quantitative revolution कहता है ethics विथिक्स ये काम का नहीं है. You should be optimizer. इस जगह में से कितना इकोनॉमिक प्रोडक्शन लेना है, कैसे लेना है, कितना किसको सब्जुगेट करना है. That is why मार्क्सिज्म आया इसके खिलाफ. Understanding? वो कहेगा there is no place for ethics in the market. Ethics, values, beliefs. Traditions, likes, etc. वो कहता है, just remember, social reality, ये एग्जाम में लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, sociological language is objective reality. Quantitative relation कहेगा social reality is the objective reality. And what do you mean by objective reality? Nothing but for your parents, this is the only thing that is mattering now. वो नहीं देखेंगे आपने कितनी मेहनत की कितने नहीं. For them, this is what is going to. So you are becoming satisfizer, they are becoming now optimizers. Economic rational man. Fine? So only results matter for them. And this principle is known as the principle of realism. The philosophy of realism. Realism कहता है results बताओ मुझे. ये मत बताओ कितनी मेहनत की है कितनी नहीं. क्या luck है क्या नहीं है. Fine? So that is what is quantitative revolution believes in this. Next point. They assumed the space as an isotrophic surface. They assumed the space as an isotrophic surface. Isotrophic surface. Can someone tell me what is isotrophic surface? Sorry. Isotropic surface. What do you mean by isotropic surface? Iso means same, tropic means in each and every aspect they are same. Labor same hai, distance same hai, means of transportation same hai, resources same hai. Fine. So isko likhne ki zarurat nahi, just remember that is resources, labor, etc. is equally distributed. Next. This loss can be used. This loss can be used by, can be used for molding the society, molding the society in desired direction. By either changing the society, or by changing the laws. ब्रैकेट में known as social engineering. Tell me an example in geography, social engineering. Or tell me in simple words example. You have to change the society by changing the laws या changing the circumstances. Society को change करना मतलब circumstances को change करना. Fine. So if till now you are going to fight the elections with vikas or progress, you change the law, change the circumstance, fight it with nationalism. Fine. This is what is known as social engineering. Nationalism हमेशा ये कहेगा, the theory of positivism will say yes, nationalism has more emotional appeal than progress. Fine. So change it. This is what is known as social engineering. So understanding कहाँ से आ रहा है ये concepts. This is all is positivism, which is being used every day by the parties on your daily basis. So you should know why quantitative revolution was so important. Getting it? That is what I said. Change the circumstances. If you give hospital, the area will get developed. If the area will get developed, or if you bring the industry, the area will get developed. If the area will get developed, the people will get educated. If the people will get educated, they will ask for their rights. If they ask for know their rights, they won't be dependent on you. If they are not dependent on you, the voting percentage is going to fall. And therefore, you are always in threat. You will have to perform. So, usse acha hai, let you become the boss of that region and not let that area develop. Only give jobs to the people who come to your darbar, individual families. Rai Bareli le lo, yeah, any of the big provinces, any of the big constituencies of any big leader in India, you take, they are underdeveloped. Understanding? Kyun? Otherwise, वो वही election हार जाएंगे if they become developed. They will lose their family power. Otherwise, third generation, fourth generation जीत के ही आएगा वहाँ से. But if they keep on getting educated, people will get educated, they will shift outside. Outside shift हो जाएंगे तो बाहर के लोग will come and settle in that region. They will not know कौन है उस area में strong hand, and they will vote to any other person. Social engineering. Or what China is doing in Yugikir region. If you cannot change if you cannot bring Buddhists to them, then, or if you cannot change Tibet, if you cannot change the Buddhists in the Tibet, bring Han people in the Tibet, let their population increase, and ultimately Tibet will become integral part of China. This is what is social engineering. Getting it? मतलब कैन यू सी क्वांटिटेटिव रिवोल्यूशन इज क्रूएल, इट इज मैकेनिकल, ऐसे चाहिए तो ऐसे करना ही है, इट हैज नो क्वेश्चन ऑन ह्यूमन राइट्स एक्सेट्रा, कुछ नहीं है। वो कहता है दिस इज नॉर्मेटिव, ज्योग्राफी शुड नॉट गो इनटू नॉर्मेटिव क्वेश्चंस, राइट? नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, the main objective of QR was to change the descriptive character of the subject, to make it scientific, comma, identify, you can write all this as a separate point, okay? Objective of QR, make it scientific, comma, I'm just giving you in one statement, comma, identify the ideal locations for various economic activities, comma, maximize profit and resource use, underline the word maximize profit, इसको अंडरलाइन करना, maximize profit and resource use, and formulate general theories. See, I am reading one Harvey का अच्छा statement. Fine. The student of geography is faced with two alternatives. Either he can bury his head like ostrich in the sand grains of idiographic human history conducted over unique geography, spaces, scowl upon broad generalization, and produce a very good but extremely factual descriptive thesis of what happened when, where. Geography will be similar boring subject like history. हम ये directly exam में नहीं लिख सकते, but this is what he meant. Fine. On other hand, he can try to become a scientist, attempt by procedures of scientific investigation, verify, reject, modify present stimulating ideas which the nature presents on us and make generalizations. So Harvey कहता है दो waves है, एक तो रीजनल रहो और एक एटलस बनाओ वर्ल्ड का एंड ज्योग्राफी को हिस्ट्री जैसा बोरिंग करो, या मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग बाय डेवलपिंग थियरीज. गेटिंग इट? राइट? सो दैट इज क्यूआर. टेल मी पॉजिटिव्स ऑफ क्यूआर वेरी क्विकली. समझ में आया व्हाट इज क्यूआर? कुछ नहीं है, आंसर लिखने के लिए इतना बड़ा है. वैसे क्यूआर इज नथिंग बट थियरी बिल्डिंग इन ज्योग्राफी, नथिंग एल्स. Theory building के लिए you should require, see, and why the order is there, you should be economic man. Economic man will be satisfizer or optimizer? You will be optimizer. For optimizer, will you should have infinite idea about your resources? Yes. If you have an infinite idea about resources, but if you are emotional, नहीं roommate बीमार है तो मैं उसको help करूँगा. रूममेट बीमार है, या ऐसे भी लोग देखे हैं मैंने प्रिपरेशन में, रूममेट बीमार है, बेस्ट फ्रेंड बीमार है, रूम चेंज कर दी ताकि एग्जाम ये ना हो. दैट इज व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस. सो देयर शुड नॉट बी एन नॉर्मेटिव क्वेश्चंस. आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू हैव टू बी लाइक दिस, फाइन, बट आई हैव सीन IIT में फ्रॉम द स्कूल डेज दे कम हियर, फ्रॉम IIT days they come here, and before the mains there is dengue, malaria, chikungunya to his roommate, he quickly changes the room. Does not worry about whether he is alive or dead. उसके दिमाग में एक ही focus है, like a machine. That is, it has to be rank मिलना चाहिए. Because nobody is going to ask him, you have helped your roommate, so chalo 20 marks extra. The world is not like this, fine. So there is no normative questions etc. And lastly, उसके लिए एक assumption है कि surface labor conditions सारे same होने चाहिए, climatic conditions, everything. That is isotrophic surface. You cannot make generalizations if you consider Himalayas भी है, Western Ghats भी है, Eastern Ghats भी है. Right? That is why when you study in GS, interlinking of the rivers, you study all the positive things, QR. When you start making aerial differentiation, then you write demerits of interlinking. There are mountains, water has to be lifted. Western Ghats, how will you lift the water? Pehle, jab government makes the plan of interlinking, they do not consider Vindhyas are there, Satpuras are there, Western Ghats are there, etc. Getting it? So tell me the merits of QR. Models and theories were made. Tell me an example. You are not going to write just like that. Models and theories, tell me an example. Plate tectonics. CPT बनाई नहीं है ज्योग्राफी में, बट ज्योग्राफी में ले ली है. ज्योग्राफी बैकग्राउंड तुम लोग दोनों का, तुम लोग तीनों का, इंडस्ट्रियल लोकेशन थियरी. मेट्रो कैसे? एक देखो अलग पॉइंट लिखो जो कोई नहीं लिखेगा. कोपेन, थॉर्नवाइट. अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस इज ऑल क्वांटिटेटिव रिवोल्यूशन. मॉडल्स एंड थियरीज, ये एक जनरल क्लाइमेट को कैसे डिवाइड कर दिया. ए टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट, बी टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट, सी टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट, डी टाइप ऑफ क्लाइमेट. एंड इट कंसिडर्स आइसोट्रॉफिक सरफेस. इसीलिए कोपेन, थॉर्नवाइट, क्रेवार्था का ये है कि they don't consider wind का direction, air masses, jet streams. If they consider small things, if they don't make this assumption कि everything is going to be same, they will never be able to make models and theories. Understanding? Plate tectonic theory. Don't write Davis because Davis बहुत पहले हो चुका था. Davis का perfect example is Darwin का impact. Right? Plate tectonic theory, right? Jet stream theory, right? Köppen's climatic classification. Then you can come to the means. हमेशा आंसर जब लिखोगे तो डिवाइड मॉडल्स एंड थियरीज. एवरीवन विल राइट व्हाट इज प्रेजेंट इन द बुक्स, दैट इज सीपीटी एक्सेट्रा. यू कैन राइट सीपीटी इंडस्ट्रियल लोकेशन इन ह्यूमन ज्योग्राफी, व्हाइल कोपेन्स इन फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. वन एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट, अंडरलाइन कोपेन्स इन फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. फाइन. प्रेजेंट टाइम में ये सी फ्लोर्स राइज के मॉडल्स वो सब सेम. क्लाइमेट चेंज का मॉडल्स, everything is based on quantitative revolution. Everything is done by computers. इतना डेटा के लिए you have to do it on computers. Therefore quantification. What do you mean by the quantification? Quantification का मतलब है डेटा यूज करके कुछ एनालिसिस करना. ये जो हम वीडियोस देखते हैं कि after 250 million years where it is going to shift, all this is quantitative revolution. एक ही पॉजिटिव. फिर वही है, मेड सब्जेक्ट मोर साइंटिफिक, ब्रॉड ज्योग्राफी आउट ऑफ क्राइसिस, देयर हैज बीन डेवलपमेंट ऑफ न्यूमरस लॉज एक्सेट्रा. टेल मी डीमेरिट्स. मेरिट्स इतना इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं, डीमेरिट्स. आर यू एन ऑप्टिमाइजर रियली? नो, you can never be optimizer. Do you really focus on profitability? Yes. We are never focused on profitability. अगर human optimizer होता तो वो robot होता. Fine? Robot knows everything. कि इतने इतने books feed कर दो, ये इसमें आंसर लिखो. आज की न्यूज़ पढ़ी है हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स की. There has been big editorial which is saying that UPSC should now change the pattern of the examination. ये पैनल ने कहा है. because right now there is too much focus on speed, especially in GS, in which students don't get time to write their original ideas, and that is the wrong way of identification for top 3 services, at least for top 3, IAS, IPS and IFS. Fine? When you are focusing on speed, you will not get the best of the talent, which has original thinking and ideas. ये कहा है UPSC को. So reduce the number of questions, especially in GS. मतलब they are asking you the UPSC to go back to its previous period. उसमें ये भी कहा है कि 2 ऐसे के बदले फिर से 1 ऐसे पूछना शुरू कर दो, क्योंकि अगर 1 ऐसे इट्स मोर चैलेंजिंग टू राइट. कितना आप विदाउट रिपीटेशन कितने लंबा वो ऐसे खींच सकते हो. सो यू हैव टू बी मोर फोकस ऑन इंडिविजुअल क्रिएटिवनेस. गेटिंग इट? यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड 2012 से पहले इतनी टेस्ट सीरीज क्यों नहीं थी, बिकॉज दिस वॉज नॉट मैकेनिकल. अब क्या है, इंट्रोडक्शन ऐसे लिखना है, वे फॉरवर्ड कंक्लूजन में लिखना है, पॉजिटिव्स के 4 पॉइंट, नेगेटिव्स के 4 पॉइंट. दिस कैन बी देयर ओनली इफ यू हैव टू राइट द आंसर इन 200 वर्ड्स. सो ये this made quantitative revolution made everything too much mechanistic. When you make too much mechanistic, you remove the normative questions. It is applicable only to the people who are educated, right? Who are well developed and who has idea of resources. So it is not the question of you are having infinite knowledge of the resources, but even in the human beings, we are there versus there is a Norwegian or American. Dono at the same level of your age. Who will have more access to technology? American as compared to Indian. Indian will have more access to technology as compared to African. So quantitative revolution is pro-rich, pro-capitalist. It is never pro-developing nations. Quantitative revolution is a tool which helped in exploitation, identification of resources and exploitation of developing nation. And इसलिए radicalism उसके खिलाफ आया था. But 2-3 points regarding the merits. Innovations in theory building, and generalizations. Innovations happened in theory building and generalizations. Geography became rich in subject matter. Geography became rich in subject matter because it borrowed from other subjects. See, अगर आपको theory building and generalization करना है तो you will have to borrow from other subjects. When you borrow from other subjects, you become very rich. Indian constitution देखो, the best written constitution in the world. Why? Because it is heavily borrowed. It borrowed from other subjects. Developing interdisciplinary approach. Second point, physical geography. Physical geography. Benefited immensely. Benefited immensely. Benefited immensely. Example, climatic classification models, of Köppen, थॉर्नवाइट, त्रिवार था जिसके बारे में लिखना है, सेकेंड एग्जाम्पल जनरल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन of biomes. You all have studied INCA, Mediterranean type of climate, जहाँ पे summers are dry, winters are rainy. क्यों? Because whether it is surrounding the Mediterranean Sea, whether it is in California, whether it is in Australia, whether it is in Chile, whether it is in South Africa, this region, due to the shifting of pressure belts during the summers, comes under the influence of trade winds which are offshore, no rainfall, and winters में they come under the influence of westerlies which are onshore. क्या है ये? General laws, quantitative revolution. Fine? Third example, कोई भी एक example लिखो. Monsoon and upper air circulation. Monsoon and upper air circulation. Third, human geography. Human geography. Was one of the last social science, to adopt quantitative revolution, but the techniques provided a framework. Techniques provided the framework for systematic approach, especially in the fields of urban and economic geography. Especially in the fields of urban and economic geography, helping in. You can write anything, town planning, developing urban transport models, reducing economic disparity, etc. See, why any politician will promise you सबसे पहले road, not school. Diffusion of innovation. अगर road connected है तो automatically development शुरू हो जाता है. Because with the movement of people, ideas also start moving. There is an old age saying, when the people move, ideas move. Getting it? This has happened in the human geography. Next, fourth point. predictive value, the predictive value helped in giving geography a sound scientific base. Free from metaphysics, and religion. Understanding why metaphysics and religion? If you cannot predict laws of nature, you start believing in God. But if you know the scientific explanation of each and everything, including lightning, thunder, earthquake, volcano, you become scientific. इसलिए metaphysics and religion. Next point. Locational theories allowed accurate measurement of data. Comma, free from biasness. And therefore, economic development as well as human development of regions. And the last, this new geography of 1950s and 60s was more scientific and practical. Fine. Now your homework, if you want, you can go through page number 252. कौन लीडिंग एडवोकेट्स है, इनके नाम मैंने आपको बताए हैं, 254. फाइन, 252, 253, 254. एनी टाइम बाद में, next year भी, if you are going to revise it only after prelims, then also you can go through this. Fine. Those who want one more analysis, you can do it. Is 261 extra readings है ये from Majid Hussain. Exceptionalism in geography. Never a question will be asked. Exceptionalism in geography, 261 to 265. Fine, these are extra readings. So tell me, what are the demerits of quantitative revolution? Means we should be writing, this is what happened after quantitative revolution. I have given you this diagram also. कोई यहाँ पे बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं. This is unending topic. We should be focusing हम कितना लिख पाएंगे. Fine. फिर systems analysis in geography. फिलोसॉफी में से क्या क्या लिया वो सब कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. फिर रीजनल कंसेप्ट क्या है रीजन, then even in the regional geography how it started coming, etc. This is what is the quantitative revolution in geography, but we are not going to do itna geography planet earth ke liye kaise, ideographic or nomothetic discipline, etc. So before that we should know what are the negatives from their importance, not what you think is the negative. So sabse pehle, no man can be optimizer, he has to be satisfier. But who told this? This was told by, this should come in the answer, by the proponents of critical revolution. That is why against the concept of economic rational man came the concept of emotional man, emotional thinking man. Because in reality what happens is, this is the information which comes, this information goes through your brain or through the senses. In that it is filtered. ये filtration कैसे काम करता है? On the basis of mental maps. जो भी आपका ये mental map will depend upon your upbringing, your society, your education, your exposure to many things, and then you will take a decision. Decision में से input मिलेगा, and based on this is what is the reality. Means whatever you take the decision, whether it is right or wrong, then you will come to know later on. You do not have infinite knowledge of your surroundings. This school is behavioralism, जो कहेगा कि it all depends here. Fine, this decision can be harmful, but कितना ज़्यादा harmful है, it also depends upon how you take it. Fine, so point number 1. Models, theory building based on the philosophy of positivism. Models, theory building, quantitative revolution, whatever you want to write, models, theory building, quantitative revolution, based on philosophy of positivism. Positivism excludes normative questions, but norms, values, religion play an important role rather than economics in decision making. Example, the soil of Punjab. Should I repeat? Norms, religion play an important role in decision making than economics. Rather than economics, play an important role in decision making. Which is the best soil in the world for tobacco cultivation? दो ही जगह की है, Virginia region of USA, Cuba and Punjab. Punjab is considered the best soil in the world for tobacco cultivation. Government has implemented tobacco cultivation, but कभी हुआ नहीं because Sikhism prohibits tobacco. So Punjab का farmer thinks about economics या religion? This is what is. Example 6 in Punjab or 6. Example 6 or in Punjab, कुछ भी लिखो मतलब in Punjab, religion prohibits cultivation of tobacco. Religion prohibits cultivation of tobacco. Cultivation of tobacco. And therefore, in spite of good conditions, tobacco is not grown. In spite of good conditions, tobacco is not grown. Tobacco is not grown. Second example. कोई भी एक एग्जाम्पल एग्जाम में लिखना है. गिव मी अ सेकंड बेटर एग्जाम्पल और एक. एनीवन जैन इन द क्लास? So Jainism prohibits violence in any form, including to the bacteria, microorganisms, soil. So therefore, Jains are always businessmen. They will never engage in agriculture. Understanding? Therefore, they will engage in business. Simple examples. Because when you do tilling, when you put fertilizers, when you put pesticides, soil ke insects etc. will die, which is prohibited in Jainism. And therefore, Jainism, even they live in the most fertile soil in the world, even if anywhere they are, they will always engage in business activities. वो एक अलग बात है. वो they are not directly killing. So business people anywhere in the world are most unethical people. I am not talking about Jainism. Fine. Business people will kill many people indirectly, but directly तो नहीं मार रहे. But then they will have to do something for living. They see in the old Varna system you will have to go. They cannot become Brahmin, right? They cannot become Kshatriya. They cannot become the agriculturalist. So एक ही काम बचता है trade. अब वो trade has taken a different route in the era of globalization. You don't compare today, but even today Jainism will not allow. Or there was a famous case study why heart attack rates and diabetes rates, especially heart attack rates, is most common in Gujarat. Gujarat has the highest mortality in India due to heart attacks, cardiac failure. Reason is religion prohibits eating garlic and onion. Getting it? And garlic is good for removing cholesterol. But religion, they are not thinking economically or health wise. वो religion के बारे में ही think कर रहे. So, second example, Jain and agriculture. Jains do not engage in agriculture. Jains do not engage in agriculture. Due to religion preaching non-violence. Due to religion preaching non-violence. In fact, the same point, in fact, but change the paragraph. So, man is never a rational economic man. Man is never a rational economic man who will take optimum decisions but a emotional satisficer. Emotional satisficer. आप कभी भी ऑप्टिमल डिसीजन नहीं लोगे, आप सेटिस्फैक्टरी डिसीजन लोगे. फाइन. ऑप्टिमम डिसीजन क्या होता? यू टेकिंग ज्योग्राफी एज एन ऑप्शनल एंड स्टडिंग ऑल द बुक्स ऑन योर ओन, नॉट ज्वाइनिंग एनी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट. दैट वाज एन ऑप्टिमम डिसीजन. यू डिसाइड अ कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, वहीं पे यू आर रिड्यूसिंग योर एफर्ट्स. यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. फाइन. कोई भी कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट, इवन इफ गॉड कम्स एंड टीचेस यू, ही नेवर नोज कि व्हाट एग्जामिनर इज गोइंग टू पुट इन द पेपर. ये किसने कहा था? ये साइमन ने कहा था. Who is Simon? Anyone here has done MBA? So you know Simon? Simon is nothing to do with geography, he has to do with MBA. Simon Commission, no. I'll tell you later on. Next. The assumption of infinite knowledge. The assumption of infinite knowledge is also criticized. Because tell me quick, infinite knowledge क्यों नहीं हो सकता? सबसे पहले because it requires quantification. Of huge mathematical data. Quantification of huge mathematical data, which can be done by computers and not brain. Understanding? And second, what is knowledge? You study everything about isostasy. बाद में पता चलता है with resources isostasy theory wrong है. New theory comes plate tectonics. You study everything about plate tectonics. फिर पता चलेगा plate tectonics concept is wrong. There is new something. Knowledge changes with resources. Understanding? जैसे resources improve, knowledge changes. It is impossible. And because knowledge depends on technology and resources. Remember Einstein once said, I always repeat his sentence, जहाँ science ends, religion begins. With the technology, science का dimension is increasing, religion का dimension is reducing. Right? You cannot have an infinite knowledge. Right? ये दो मेन है, बाकी के आपकी मर्जी जो लिखना है वो. So third, concept of isotropic surface is wrong. Why it is wrong, you will see in chapter 5. Tomorrow we are going to start with this chapter. कोई भी सरफेस आइसोट्रोपिक नहीं हो सकता. नेक्स्ट, QR as per the critics, QR as per the critics as per critics, promotes capitalism. Tell me why. How can quantitative revolution result into capitalism? Capitalism talks about profit of maximization. Profit maximization will come when you have absolute more knowledge. More knowledge will come when you have technology. Technology will come when you have money. Money is present with capitalist. Fine? And therefore makes rich richer. And poor poorer. Second, technology, money, etc. are available with developed nations. And therefore, QR promotes neo क्या neo-colonialism. Getting it? Neo-colonialism means you don't go what China is doing to Africa, what China is doing to Pakistan. जो चाइना का पॉलिसी कहा जाता है लोन अगेंस्ट लैंड, इट गिव्स ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ लोन, व्हेन द कंट्री कैन नॉट रिपे द लोन इट टेक्स द लैंड फ्रॉम द कंट्री. दैट इज नियो कॉलोनियलिज्म. हु इज गोइंग टू बी द न्यू सुपर पावर? चाइना. टेक्नोलॉजी किसके पास है आज? यूएसए एंड चाइना. सो चाइना को काउंटर करने के लिए यूएसए और कैपिटलिज्म को प्रमोट करने के लिए डेमोक्रेसी इज द बेस्ट वे. कैपिटलिज्म विल कम ओनली इफ देयर इज डेमोक्रेसी. इफ देयर इज नो डेमोक्रेसी देन योर पेरेंट्स और गवर्नमेंट विल टेल यू क्या जरूरत है. योर फोन इज वर्किंग, you can talk to your parents, your friends, you can send message. There is no need of selfie, pop-up selfie, 3 this thing. ये सब कब आएगा? When need कैसे आएगा? Freedom to express. Fine? We buy SLR, DSLR. फोटो निकालने के बेसिक्स हमें पता नहीं, लाइट का बेसिक्स, बट वी हैव द बिगेस्ट कैमरा. फिर एक सेल्फी अच्छी नहीं आई तो और दिस इज व्हाट लिबर्टी, फ्रीडम, एक्सप्रेशन के नाम पे लाइफ बॉय से भी काम चल रहा है. एंड देयर इज ऑल्सो सोप ऑफ सम 1000 रुपीज 50 ग्राम का मैसूर सैंडल सोप. द डिफरेंस इज एक से 1 घंटा ज्यादा स्मेल रहेगा चंदन का, एक से स्मेल नहीं निकलेगा. फाइन, बट जर्म तो दोनों निकाल रहा है. बट दिस इज व्हाट इज दिस थिंग. जितने एग्जाम्पल्स है यू कैन जस्ट मेक श्योर दैट यू डोंट डिस्टर्ब एनीवन्स इमोशंस इन द एग्जाम. Don't take names of anything. Country के name ले सकते हो. 5th, locational analysis. Locational analysis implements the language of geometry. Implements the language of geometry which is not applicable to human geography. Implements the language of geometry which is not applicable to human geography. Sixth, understanding. ये धीरे धीरे you will get to understand. Urban geography is all about geometry. पैटर्न्स कैसे होने चाहिए, Fifth, promotes automation and therefore causes unemployment. Understanding? And last, overuse of models and theories causes overgeneralization. Overgeneralization, and hence predictions may go wrong. Predictions may go wrong. Overgeneralization हर चीज में. Tell me an example. इसमें you can write an example here of exit and opinion polls. Polls are very rarely similar to the actual result. बहुत कम बार होता है कि they are very similar to the actual result, because human by nature कभी नहीं करेगा. If you are coming from a voting booth, if you have voted for one party and आपको किसी ने पूछा कि कौन से पार्टी को वोट किया, किसी न्यूज़पेपर वाले ने, आपके दिमाग में आएगा ये बाइट जा सकता है किसी पॉलिटिशियन के पास, तो आप कहोगे जो पावरफुल पार्टी है उसी का नाम लोगे. सेकंड, यू विल सी कि आसपास कौन खड़ा है, आसपास XYZ पार्टी का है तो आप कहोगे नहीं मैंने उसको ये किया, उसको वो किया. सो यू विल ऑलवेज डू सम कैलकुलेशन बिकॉज यू हैव अ मेंटल मैप. गेटिंग इट? फाइन. सो दिस इज QR. Conclusion you can write about positives only. Getting it? Are you able to? Can you sit? You take 20 minutes break. I'll continue. Behavioralism, radicalism. Tomorrow I'll start with models and theories. Or should I continue tomorrow only? फिफ्टींथ नवंबर तक I will take extra classes. Maybe एक या दो दिन नहीं लूँगा because if we take extra classes, our syllabus is going to over by 25th November. If I don't take extra class, syllabus खुद जाएगा. Okay. If you are not ready today, see, I came with luggage directly from here. I went to Amravati. Today 9 o'clock I caught a flight from Nagpur. Amravati to Nagpur distance is 290 kilometers. Understanding? कल सारे relatives को मिल के आज मैं आपका lecture ले रहा हूँ. With consider +10 is my age. I am reaching 40. Reaching 40 means already systems वैसे कम कर रहे हैं. Whether it is brain etc. plus speed. So you should be more energetic. So tomorrow, chalo, I'll take it tomorrow then. Fine, tomorrow I'll start with, yes, tomorrow there are two important things. Every 15 minutes of our lecture will be mapped, paper 2 ka. So come with the atlas. Fine? Come with the atlas, come with the scale, lambi scale. I require only two things. One atlas and one lamba scale. Fine? I'll give you the blank pages tomorrow because we are starting with the new chapter, chapter 5 and blank scale.